Welcome back to the Electrician's Channel, the Electrician Tool Channel. I want to talk to you today about my ideal industry 61-633 technicians, electricians multimeter. This multimeter here is an old school multimeter, but it's a featured packed multimeter. This multimeter was put out in 2006, and this was a direct comparison against the Fluke 189. Now this multimeter here, I mean, it is packed with features. It's well built. It's tough. It has a data logging port right here, which I don't have the software to it. I covered it up here just so the dust won't get into the ports. But this is a real good multimeter. It feels heavy. It's well built. I think it'll withstand anything, and it works perfectly. When I got it new, and this is a real good multimeter. And these are not the leads that came with it. These are another set of fused test leads that I use with all my meters. These are the leads that came with it. These old school leaders. These are the leads that came with it. Excuse me. These old school leads right here, and I chose not to use these things. Back then it was okay, but right now they're not safe to me. So I always use fused test probes and leads, and so just to get an idea what I'm talking about. These are not the Flukes. These are made by put out by Reed. But anyway, this is just a little small meter fuse that they have inside of them. These are the ones I use right here for that. But anyway, this multimeter, let me just read off some of the general specifications for this multimeter, and to give you an idea of some of the features this multimeter is packed with. All right, it has an LCD display. They have 4.5 digits. They have board segments. They have 80 segment graph. They have a display count 40,000 or 4,000. They have numeric update rate is 2 times per second at 40,000 counts or 4 times per second at 4,000 counts. They have a bar graph that reads across at 20 times per second. They have polarity display. It's automatic. Overload displayed. Okay, they have a low voltage indicator on here. They have automatic backlight that turns off after 15 minutes. It takes a 9-volt battery to power this thing up. It's 1,000 volt Cat 2 rating. AC, and it's 1,000 volts Cat 2 750 1,000 volt Cat 2 between any terminals to earth ground. That's a Cat 2 rating. The maximum input for this thing is 400 milliamps between milliamp and com. It'll be here and here. It takes 400 milliamps, and a 10 amp continuous. You can put it between the common and the amp right here to get 10 amps read amperage to continuance, 20 amps for 30 seconds between this and common. Okay, and they have you could take maximum open circuit voltage, 600 volt between A and com. That'll be here. Okay, and the overload protection milliamp connector, 1 amp. As they have a 15 amp. A 15 amp, 600 volt fast blow fuse, and have a temperature, and the battery life is 100 hours. This thing, when I tell you, is packed. Now, you can tell that it's old school because I don't know if you guys can see. I'm gonna turn the back light on for you. I may have to lean it up like this in order for you guys to see it. Okay, that's it right there. That's the backlight. But I'm gonna give you some of the ranges where I don't know if you can see it. That's some of the, like the Fluke 289 basically, with all the different categories you could put this meter in. Like it'll store maximum high, setup, recall, min max, low, reset. And they have an auto hold, peak, reference, and send, and things like that. This is a real good multimeter. It's real good multimeter. It was put out and it was entitled when they first put it out. It was labeled under the technician's multimeter, but then switched over to electrician's multimeter. But this is a real good multimeter. It's a real good multimeter. This is how it looks out of the holster. This is how it looks out of the holster. But this is a real fantastic multimeter. I have my Fluke proving unit here. The one I did a video, one of my videos, I did a video about this, and I'm gonna just test this thing right here just to see how accurate it is. For those who don't know, this is a proven unit. This is a calibrated unit that puts out a straight 40 volts, AC or DC. This is to test your instruments with, to see if how far off it may be, or if it need calibration or something like that. I'm gonna put it on DC at the moment. Put it on DC, and I'm gonna test this in DC mode and see how accurate this meter is. And then I'm gonna put it on AC and see. I don't have any capacitors or anything around to put it on the rest of them, but for right now, AC and DC will be good enough. That'll tell me just how far off it really is, or if it need to be calibrated. Okay, so let me set this up. Okay, let me set this up right now and we get started. Okay. Okay, so it's in DC mode. Okay, it's already to DC. All right, so it should put out 240. Should put out 240. $239. Okay, let's put it on AC and see what it does. $241, $240. Okay, pretty good meter. Pretty good. The say is what, 2006, 2016. Say is 13 years old. Pretty good meter. Pretty good meter. And I use this meter, but I use it on my electronic bench at home when I'm teaching my son about electronics, and we're just messing around. I use it, but I have it on the bench with the rest of my meters. If you guys haven't seen my lab, my electronic lab is on one of my videos. I did a video. I showed how it looked on one of my videos. If you're interested, just type in my home electronic lab. It'll come up under my channel. But anyway, this is a real good meter. Like I said, it's packed with features. And this was a direct comparison against the Fluke 189 back in the day. So with that being said, fellas, I don't have much else to say about the meter. I just wanted to pull it out to give you guys a little blast from the past, so to say, about this. For those of you who remember this meter back in the days, I know today there's a lot of people dealing with you hardly ever see an electrician with a multimeter. They normally have a clamp meter with multimeter features. But if you're residential, you don't need something like this. But if you're working in an industrial field, or maybe low voltage or something like that, a multimeter is your best friend. And it's always good whether you're working with a residential. It's still good to have a multimeter. It's still good to have a multimeter also, but a lot nowadays the clamp meters have just about all the features and functions that a multimeter have. But I like to have both of them. In fact, I have several multimeters and I have several clamp meters. But it's always good to have your multimeter in your tool bag for that reason. Well, anyway, fellas, I'm not going to hold you long. I don't have really much to say. I wish I had more testing to do. I could show you just how this thing works. But I'm glad that you guys got a chance to see my old school multimeter, Ideal Industry 61-633 technicians/electricians multimeter. This is a real advanced unit. Still to this day, this thing is packed with features and is really highly advanced. This multimeter would put a lot of multimeters that's on the market today to shame. I wish it had, back then this green light or this bluish background backlit light in the back, that was top, that was before its time. But all of them, if you could, those who could remember, all of them had this greenish blue light back in the days. Fluke and just about all of them. Nowadays, everybody have the white light, LED light in the back. So, this was a heyday of its time. But this is a real good multimeter. So with that being said, man, I thank y'all for stopping by once again. Don't forget to hit that subscription button right there and hit that bell that you'll receive notifications when my next videos. And if you don't have to wait for my next video, go check the other ones out in the past that I have. I'm sure you'll find something interesting. With that being said again, I want to thank you guys and be safe out there and peace out.